Amanda, and I have my little sidekick here, Sophie, with me. We are going to talk about what we're doing for homeschooling this year. If you didn't see my last video, I talked about the whole reading curriculum that we do. So if you want to see that and get a full review of it and see the reading curriculum that we are really happy with and want a link for it, I will have that in the description to this video, and it's also in that video. So definitely check out that video. But just wanted to do an overview of what we are doing this year for homeschool. What grade are you going into?
First grade.
Sophie's going into first grade, Alex is going into third grade, and Teo, who will soon be 4, he's kind of at the older end of what would be for his grade, but he's very bright, and so we're just starting on pre-K, even though he would technically be in regular, like, first year preschool this year. So we're starting with pre-K with him. So I just wanted to talk about our curriculum choices and overall what we are doing with our parent partnership, because we do both. Don't mind all the noise in the background. The kids, the boys, are jumping on the trampoline.
And Grandma.
And Grandma. But our parent partnership, it is a program through our district, which is amazing. If you guys have a program like this through your district and you need an alternative form of school, or just want to do like part-time homeschooling, which is what we are doing, part-time homeschooling, and then the other half of their schooling is through our parent partnership. And it's not a co-op. Now the neighbor's dogs are barking.
You should have done this inside.
I know, I should have done this inside. You're right, Sophie.
Yeah, it's a lot quieter in there.
It is.
You never know when a loud sound's gonna happen.
You're right. All right. Let's carry on. At our parent partnership, it's at an actual school with actual teachers, and it's kind of what we call kid college, in that we pick as few or as many classes as we want the kids to take in an actual school setting.
I didn't even know you called it kids college.
You didn't know that? That's something that Mommy kind of calls it when I'm describing it to other parents. So that's what we are doing for actually more than half of their schooling this year. They are going to be taking classes 5 days a week, which will be covering social studies, Spanish. This will be Alex's, he's starting in kindergarten, first, second, third. This will be his 4th year of Spanish there, which is amazing. It's so amazing that they offer Spanish, because really this is the age when their brains are primed for learning a second language. So anyway, so Spanish, and you'll be taking your 2nd year of Spanish. And we'll also be doing science, and let's see, what are the other classes? We're doing a field trip class, which is one of our favorites now that us adults are vaccinated and we're able to quasi get back to normal. The kids will still be masked at school, which is wonderful, but we are able to actually go back in person, because last year, where did you do school?
Last year we did it at home.
Yeah, we had virtual school last year because of COVID. So this year we're back in person and we are really excited. So we get to do field trip class again, so that's another one. And I know I'm missing something. I can't think of it off the top of my head. So we will be doing our parent partnership 5 days a week. It's half days though. It's like 1 or 2 classes a day. So it's definitely shorter because it's like in the mornings, and then we can spend the afternoons doing our homeschool stuff. That's what we're doing for that. And then at home, we cover some of the basics. Like we do reading at home, we do math at home. Really, reading and math are the main things that we'll be doing at home, because everything else will be covered at our parent partnership. It's also called a parent partnership because you do half of the work at home. They give you the work to do with your child at home as well. So it's definitely still homeschooling, but it is in cooperation with real teachers, which is amazing. So I just wanted to go over the reading and math, and then just the overall general preschool, pre-K stuff that we'll be doing as well. And the curriculums that we picked, we do really eclectic. Like I said, the learning dynamics is the only like official curriculum that we do, but I do a lot of just eclectic other stuff for reading and math. So I'm going to show you what I use, and everything I buy I have mostly gotten in the past, and I am really satisfied with these brands of workbooks and resources and things like that. So I will put a link to those things in the description below if you are interested in any of these resources as well. So let's start with pre-K.
Pre-K? Mom, what's pre-K?
Pre-kindergarten. Okay, so these are the things that we are doing with Teo. He actually just finished, it was the big book of something preschool for like the first year preschool stuff. He just finished that book. I can't remember the name of it, but I will put that in the description as well. We were happy with that workbook, and now we are moving on to these things. So we are on to pre-literacy now with Teo. So we have the play school alphabet. So I'll put up close, and it's basically, this one is Mr. Potato Head. He chose Mr. Potato Head. I think we actually got this one at the dollar store, which is a good resource. Dollar store has lots of good resources. But anyway, it's just a lot of letter practice. I don't know if you can see there, it's just practicing writing letters and just little activities to go with each letter. So we'll be doing that, and then this is just a similar Winnie the Pooh, same thing, letters and letters of the alphabet, practicing letters and little activities to go with each letter. So that's that. And then today Sophie and I took a trip to Costco, and we actually get a lot of these resources at Costco. You can also get them online. All of these things that they have at Costco they also have on Amazon, so you can get them in either place. I got the Scholastic pre-K. It says ages 4 to 6, and this is a wipe clean dry erase, and Teo is really into cars and trucks and things that go per se, so I got the things that go themed one. So I think he's really gonna like this one. It has like a little construction thing in there, and it has like word searches, and it does art, like spatial reasoning, that kind of thing. It teaches you how to draw, which is kind of cool, because I think that learning art is an important skill as well. It is doing some basic math skills, addition, subtraction, that kind of thing, copying, dot to dots, matching things. So really excited about this one, and so is Teo, because it's also cars and trucks and stuff. So and then the last one that we got for him is this, it's called Active Minds, and it's a STEAM workbook. STEAM meaning science, technology, art, and math. It used to be just STEM, but now they do STEAM to add in art, because art is important as well. But this is 1001 learning activities, and I like this is just these tiny little activities, like separated into 4 little activities per page. So you can do as much or as little as you want, but it covers everything you can imagine. It has language arts, math, science, social sciences, fine arts, physical and emotional development, which is great, and foreign language. So I didn't even check that one out. I'm wondering if that's Spanish, because that would be great if it's Spanish, because he will also be taking Spanish once he joins us. So really happy and excited about this one for Teo, and that is all we're going to be doing for him for pre-K. And he also just joins along with us for the parent partnership classes. We're not putting him in official preschool this year, but he still gets to tag along and get a good idea of what it's like to be in a classroom. Oh, that reminds me, the other class that you're doing is kind of a kindergarten first grade class, so it's like classroom skills basically, and what you would do in a normal kindergarten first grade class. They have just a basic class for that, so that young kids can have just kind of an introduction to school kind of class. So Sophie will be in that one for first grade this year, and Teo, I think that will be a great class for him, because they let younger kids join along, and so they get the idea of listening to another adult, what it's like to have a teacher, group rules, following directions, raising your hand, like all of those kinds of things he will get to learn as well. Just remember, the other class that we're doing there is PE. So they get to do fun, active stuff this year as well, so that'll be great.
Yeah,
You're excited about that one, aren't you? Yeah. And we decided not to do the music class this year, because I am actually teaching them how to play piano. I am using the very first in the Alfred series for piano. I took 7 years of piano myself. I'm not great, but I can teach the basic stuff to my kids. So for music this year, we are going to be focusing on piano. We just bought a keyboard, a very inexpensive keyboard on Amazon, and I can even link that. So then for Sophie and her first grade work, I got these spelling cards at a garage sale when my actual former elementary school was being torn down and they were building a new one. And they actually were selling all of this old like curriculum and school related things that teachers were getting rid of, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I actually got these cards. They're really old. They're from the 90s. It's got the 90s look going on there. Do I have that upside down? Yes, I have that upside down. There we go. But it's words are words. So what's inside is basically all of these families of types of words, and it is just cards.
Ew,
with words on them. Anyway, you can get the same thing on Amazon, something very similar on Amazon now, and I will find that and put a link. But basically it just starts from easier and gets harder, and this is what we do for spelling. And
I like doing that.
you like doing spelling, don't you? And Sophie we just use this manuscript paper that you can get at the dollar store, and we just go through the words, and we started these last year as well, and we've just been working our way through. You can see that I like write the example, and then she has to practice writing it 3 times. So you can see there's her practice there. This is like the manuscript paper that is good for like kindergarten, 1st grade writing, that just gives them the practice with the like proportions of the letters and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we just do 3 words a week, real straightforward. Practice spelling those and reading those words as well. So that's what we do for spelling. For workbooks, we are still working on this one from last year, which I got this one just through a Facebook Marketplace. It is the Scholastic kindergarten workbook. I saw the same one at Costco when I was there today, but I got it for free. It wasn't even Facebook Marketplace. I got it on a buy nothing page. So I got it for free. So that was awesome. There were some scribbles in it from a previous kid, but we just kind of skip over the pages that have scribbles on them. But you can just kind of see the kind of stuff that's in there. We've been pretty happy with it. We just tear out the pages as we go. Letter practice, number practice. Yeah, and it also has like reading comprehension, coloring, matching, that kind of thing. So we're just finishing up that one, and then we'll move on to the 1st grade one. So we are also working on this one right now because we had this one left over from when Alex did it. It's just the 1st grade Scholastic Wipe Clean. I love the Wipe Clean books. So we just work our way. We do 2 pages every week, and we are almost through this one as well. So that's why I got new books, because we are almost done with the ones that we started last year. So been happy with the 1st grade one here. She kind of worked ahead into the 1st grade one here, and that's been great. For math, there's math in the book that I just showed you, the Scholastic Wipe Clean one, and then I also believe I got these ones at the dollar store as well. So they're really good practice. It's just teaching basic single digit addition and subtraction practice. Single digit addition and subtraction. Pretty straightforward. This one is a kindergarten through 1st learning activity workbook. I think I got this one at the dollar store as well. It's great. It's just, this one's very colorful. It has a 1 to 100 chart that she has to fill in.
Yes, I'm still
That's the one you're working on right now, isn't it?
Yes, I haven't got to 100 and even farther than that.
Yeah, more than, less than, equal to, shapes, cone, cylinder, cube, sphere, that kind of thing. Just mathematical concepts. Now I'll show you the ones that we just got today, which we are really excited about, aren't we? Since we have gotten so far in...
I'm not that excited about this.
She's not excited about this one. I'm excited about this one.
I'm excited about this one.
You are excited about this one. Okay. Anyway.
Why were you laughing?
Just because you're funny. You make me smile. Anyway, so we got this one at Costco. Pretty sure you can get this on Amazon as well. I'll put a link. But since she has gotten so far in the Learning Dynamics curriculum and is really starting to pick up reading now, for 1st grade I really wanted to focus on sight words. So they had an entire, look how thick this thing is. This is an entire book of sight words. And it has activities to practice each sight word. So, for example, eat. And then it has, for the whole, what is it, so it has several pages that practice just that one sight word. Then it goes on to the next one. So anyway, you get the idea. It just has like several pages of practice and fun activities for each sight word. And this thing is full of sight words. So we're basically
excited.
yeah, so we're basically just going to start working on this one this year, and however long it takes us, we'll probably go into second grade as well still, because it's so much to work on. So but this will probably be 2 years worth of practice, which will be great. So that's that one.
I'm excited.
And then this is the one that Sophie's really excited about, huh?
Yeah.
This is, got this one at Costco as well. This is the Highlights first grade curriculum, and it is
really excited.
just a bunch of small workbooks. Each one is its own subject.
I got stickers.
And yeah, so it comes with stickers. This is the part, that's the whole point, right, Sophie, is to get stickers. And it comes with a reward poster that you fill in as you complete each one.
Yes, and you fill it in with these triangles.
You put the little triangle flags on there as you complete them. So you're pretty excited. We might put this on our homeschool room, huh? I'm gonna have to do a tour of our new homeschool room, because that's another thing that I've been up to lately that we've been so busy doing, is I got our entire homeschool room up and running, and I am so excited about it.
Yeah, and the guinea pigs are in it.
And we have guinea pigs now, and they are in there too. Anyway, we'll hang this in the wall in there, so as you complete each one, you'll get your sticker that goes in there. It also comes with this little dry erase thing for each day. You talk about the weather is like today, and then you write about it.
What about this?
And then, here, sit here. And then today I am excited for, and we talk about what we're excited for every day. And then it just has, I might even use this for Teo. Just practicing uppercase and lowercase writing letters.
Am I gonna use that?
I don't know if you'll even need this, Sophie, because you're so good at writing letters now. So
Yeah.
we'll probably just use this for Teo. But the other
Why
side
would
would
they
be
do
fun.
it in first grade?
Just in case you still need practice. Some kids still need practice in first grade. It's supposed to just be like 15 minutes a day practice kind of thing, but we're kind of using it as our main curriculum to make sure we're covering all of our bases. So this just kind of talks about everything that is in there. And then I'll just show you an example of the books. So there's math concepts, and you can kind of see, flip through here what's inside. Working on first grade level math. So this is not just like addition and subtraction, this is like more conceptual math, which is important as well, talking about like reading, telling time, money, shapes, spatial reasoning, that kind of thing. So that's that one. And then the next one is, I won't show you the inside of every one because that one kind of gives you an idea, but there's also handwriting and word practice, phonics and spelling. So you can just kind of see what the inside of these look like. They're colorful, they're fun.
Yeah.
Sophie is really excited about these ones, and so am I. They're very comprehensive, which I like. Reading and writing.
They're my favorite part.
And reading comprehension.
What's comprehension?
Understanding what you've read. We've got addition,
And
subtraction, thinking and reasoning,
and
science. I'll show you a little bit of the science one too, because there's some fun stuff in here.
yes.
It even has some experiments that you can do at home together, which is awesome. So really, like,
Yes,
you can use this. It's not intended to be a full curriculum, but I am using it as such, just as supplement to what we are doing with our parent partnership.
It's supposed to be what?
A supplement for what we're doing.
What's a
At school.
supplement?
It's something that we are doing also, in addition to. Okay, we're running out of battery. We got to get it done here. And then the last one is hands-on learning activities. And we flipped through this one, and this is fun stuff, fun activities in here. So for example, you can like make popsicles together and origami. And what else did they have in here? Tabletop tetherball. How to make your own sidewalk chalk. That's cool.
Ooh, how do you do it?
You could make a little heart spinner that you can hang from your ceiling. There's just all sorts of fun crafts and stuff that you can do in here. So really comprehensive with all these subjects together. Really excited about that. So that is this highlights curriculum. I'm really excited about this.
Me
Put a link
too.
for this as well in the description.
Me too. I'm really excited too.
I am so happy you are excited, Sophie. So that is it for what we're doing for Sophie for first grade.
Are you doing Alex's?
I'm going to do Alex's next, but you need to go get ready for bed.
Okay.
All right, you say see you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, go get in your jammies. Thank you. So I'm actually losing light. It's dusk now, so I'm going to show you Alex's stuff inside the house. I'm going to finish this video inside since it clearly got dark and the kids had to go to bed and I had to go deal with that. So we are inside now. So I just wanted to show what we're doing for Alex's curriculum this year. Like I said, we're doing mostly just reading and math at home this year. So I use the same spelling cards that I just showed you that I use for Sophie, I use for Alex as well. But he is just further down the road than she is because he's been working on this since he was in kindergarten as well. So he's like halfway through these cards now and there's a lot of them. So these last for a while. And he uses, I got this at the Dollar Tree as well. He's using wide ruled notebook now, just numbers and writes all of his spelling words. And we are working on handwriting with him as well. You can see like when he's really trying, it looks a lot neater. He doesn't always want to be doing that one, so he kind of rushes through it. But anyway, so that's spelling that we do with him. And just 3 words a week to keep it really simple. We have also been doing cursive with Alex. I don't even know for sure if they teach cursive anymore, but I thought that it was important. Like, if nothing else, you have to be able to sign your name and you have to be able to read cursive at least. So I am having Alex do cursive. We tried another book which I didn't like as much, so I'm just sharing this one because this one is more of the winner. This one's the Pretty Learning one, wipe clean cursive handwriting, and this one's been really good. So it even just starts out with a lot of them kind of motions that you do in cursive, a lot of the patterns. And then it goes through and practices all the letters, as you can see. And then once you get through the letters, they do lowercase and then uppercase. And then it has you practicing actual words. And that's convenient that it has Alexander on there because that is Alex's full name. So it has like the days of the week and sentences to practice and things like that. So this has been our favorite cursive book so far. We'll probably, once he gets through this book, I might see if there's one where you practice writing sentences in cursive as well. But for just learning the basics of cursive, this has been really good. So I'll put this in the description as well. We are still working through this one. This is, even though he's going into 3rd grade, we're still just working through the 2nd grade Brain Quest. This has been a really solid book in terms of covering all of our bases in terms of standards for curriculum for 2nd grade. Let's see, yeah, he's about halfway through this. So we'll just continue on until we finish this and then we'll move on to the 3rd grade one. This has been a really good one for 2nd grade. And the subjects that it covers are phonics, spelling and vocabulary, reading and writing, cursive and language arts, math skills, addition and subtraction, multiplication and fractions, shapes and measurement, time and money, social studies, and science. So it says it aligns with the National Common Core standards. So I definitely want to be making sure that we are covering our bases in terms of our standards as well and covering all of the knowledge that he needs to know for each grade. So this has been a really good one for that. And it definitely goes into a little bit more depth than some of the earlier books do. So I really like this Brain Quest one. Now for math, I am really eclectic. Basically what I do is I just find workbooks on the skills that we need to practice. I'm not really even doing it by grade. I am more just doing it by skills. So we just work through skills according to standards as Alex goes. So he's definitely ahead in math. He was in 2nd grade this last year and he was working on double digit addition and subtraction, which I will show you, and also multiplication and a little division as well. These are my absolute favorite math workbooks because they are just so straightforward. These are called One Page a Day. I guess the brand is called Channy's Visual Math. But what I love about it is, you can see up close there, is that it literally has, you know, each column, ones column, tens column, hundreds column, in little neat rows and boxes, so it makes it really clear what you're doing. I just tear them out as I go, but they're double-sided. So there's one, and then you do the other side. So he's actually almost through this one, and then we'll move on to this same series has triple digits as well, so then we will move on to triple digits. But as you can see, there's Alex's work there. I see that he put June on here. I should say July. Oh well. But he's practiced writing his name and the date when we do that as well. So that is what I am using just to teach the basic double digit addition and subtraction. And then, like I said, we'll move on to the triple digit workbook when we're done with this one. And then I have the exact same one for learning multiplication. I actually have a number of multiplication books that we are working through just for practice and drilling and memorizing. So this is one of them, the same 1 page per day, and it also has them all lined up. So there's that one. I also have this one, so we are working, let's see, I think he's on ×4 now. When we introduce each new number, we go through it with this one, and this is the school zone one, and I got this one on Amazon, and it just kind of visually explains multiplication. So it has, like, you know, the groups of things, so you can count the groups and kind of visually understand the concept of multiplication. And it has you practicing each of the times tables there as well. And it gives you a couple of word problems. So every time we move on to a new number, we start out with this one. So we only do this one, you know, once every other week or so whenever we move on to a new number. So that is that one. And then this is multiplication and division, and I really like the idea of teaching multiplication and division together, because really they are just the inverse of each other, just like we teach addition and subtraction together, because they're the inverse of each other. And especially with multiplication, I think that teaching it that way really helps them understand that relationship, and it makes, like, learning division so much easier when you're learning it right along with multiplication. So for teaching it in that fashion, we also use this book, which is Academic Sidekick, Early Learning. Anyway, I think these are called number families. That's what they're called. So you learn how to do it so that it's written in every way. So it's written this way, and then it does these number families where it's like multiplication and division together. So you just fill in the missing number wherever it is. They have different numbers missing in there, and it's multiplying or dividing depending on which number is missing. So it just helps you really visually make the connection between the multiplication and division, as you can see there. So I really like this one for that. Also, to show the relationship, they have these little houses where, as you can see, they do 7 times 2 is 14, 2 times 7 is 14, and then 14 divided by 2 is 7, 14 divided by 7 is 2. So you can see how all of those are related together. So it's the same idea as the number families. They just have a lot of visual ways to explain that. So I really like this book for that. And then Once he gets to the end of a number, we do these time tests so that he can get used to the idea of doing a timed test. So usually he does these with my mom when she's over, which is nice. She does the math day with him. She just gets the clock and times him. So that's good as well if you want to introduce your kids to the idea of taking tests. So that is the main workbooks and curriculum and everything that I am doing for Alex. For all the kids, we also just do a lot of read aloud together. We go to the library a lot. Well, with COVID, we don't actually go in the library anymore, but I do the no contact pickup where we all together, we pick out all of our books online and put them on hold, and then I just go do the contact-free pickup of the library books, and we usually get a ton of library books, and the kids love it. I love it. We don't read every day, but we try to read several times a week together. If it's a book that's at their reading level, I try to have them read it to me. There are a couple of books that are chapter books that we're working on now that I am reading to them. A lot of it is just what we call drop everything and read. This is something we did when I was a kid in school, DEAR, dear, drop everything and read, where for a certain amount of time we sit and we read together. Sometimes I have them read by themselves, just looking through books, even if they're not actually reading, but they're looking at a book, or I'm reading to them or they are reading to me. So we also do that for our reading. So it's not like an official reading curriculum, but we just read a lot of library books based on the kids' interests as well, because we really want to be getting into literature and that kind of thing. And when we're reading, I try to do reading comprehension as we go. So I'll ask them questions about what we just read as we go, kind of thing. So just kind of incorporating that kind of thing all the time without it being an official curriculum. Another technique that I have learned for homeschooling recently, especially for neurodiverse kids or really bright kids, is something called strewing, where you just put learning materials in their environment. So they just learn from having learning materials in their environment. Like, for example, we have like a world map and a United States map right next to our dining room table, and we're looking at it all the time and talking about where things are and geography and that kind of thing. And like I said, we have the library books out all the time. We also have learning placemats. I can put link to the learning placemats as well, but we just kind of have these on rotation where we have all sorts of subjects that are on actual placemats. So when they're sitting and eating their food, they can see, this stuff is just right there and they're looking at it. So, there's the preschool stuff. We have letters, numbers, shapes, colors, that kind of thing. And then older stuff we have as well. Like Alex has a periodic table that he's really interested in right now. The presidents of the United States, times tables, and math facts, fractions, things like that. We have a placemat for everything. And I like to put those on rotation, so that's something that's called strewing, where we just have learning materials in their environment that they are just exposed to all the time. We also do a lot of unschooling. A lot of our schooling is unschooling, where, that's kind of with the library books. We just are chasing interests all the time, where if they want to learn about something, we have a conversation about it. We talk about it. We go online, we Google things. We get books from the library about it. We watch YouTube videos about it. We watch documentaries about these things. So we just kind of chase interests in that way, and very much do unschooling a lot of the time. We're just unschooling basically all the time. Whenever they ask questions about anything, we like to promote curiosity and finding answers when we're curious about things. So that's something that we're just kind of doing in the background all the time. Like I said, I mentioned that we are doing piano for music this year. I grabbed the piano book that we are using for teaching them, and I just do this on the weekends. So on Saturday or Sunday, depending on when we have time, I'll just set aside 15 minutes to go through a page or two at the keyboard with Alex and Sophie. So this is the Alfred series. This is the prep course. Very, very basic. This is the same series of books that I learned piano on, was the Alfred books. So this is very nostalgic for me to go through and then teach it to my kids as well. But it's really good. It's really thorough. It talks about everything that you need to know about starting to read music and understanding the layout of the piano and the names of the keys and the notes and that kind of thing. So definitely recommend this. I'll put this in the description as well if you're interested in teaching piano. Oh, I remember the other thing I was going to mention is we are also doing an online, it's not even technically a full curriculum, but it's supposed to be just practice, but we do it really often and it helps really fill in the gaps and cover our bases. It's an online curriculum called IXL, which is supposed to be IXL, but it's the letters IXL. I can put a link for that down below as well. It is based on your state's curriculum standards, which I really like because I really want to be making sure that we are covering all of our standards and our bases. And it basically is just a little online computer games where you practice, you know, it has just lists of all these skills and then there's a little game for each one. And the kids love it. They ask me to do it. They're like, can I do IXL? Can I do IXL? As they go, they get prizes. So they get, like, when they do a certain number of questions, they get a ribbon. And they do some more, they get another ribbon. And then they get a third ribbon. And then once they get to 100, then they get, like, a big prize. And it's funny that, like, that kind of thing would not be very motivating to an adult. It just shows you, like, a little picture of a little animal or a little toy or something. But the kids are super motivated by it and they love it. So I highly recommend IXL as well. So that's just something that we spend like 15 minutes a day on, usually in the mornings, first thing before we do anything else. It is something that I paid for 3 kids. It was, I want to say it was like $100 for the year, a little over $100 for the year, which is worth it for me for 3 kids. For a curriculum that is for 3 kids, that is a very good price. I'm really satisfied with it. It starts in pre-K actually, so I could do it for Teo as well. It has pre-K skills. Pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade, they just have language arts and math skills. And then starting in 2nd grade, they also add science and Spanish as well, which is great since we are also taking the Spanish class. It will reinforce the Spanish. Anyway, that is everything I could possibly think of. Every way we are educating our children, doing homeschool and our parent partnership and how those things work together. I mean, technically I've been unschooling Alex since he was very small. I don't know if you'd count that as officially homeschooling, but I officially began homeschooling when Alex was in kindergarten. So this will be technically our 4th year of official homeschooling. So I feel like I'm finally kind of like getting into a little bit of a groove, a routine, and kind of got a feel for it now. Still learning all the time, but I'm gaining confidence, and I don't know if it's something we will do forever. We may at some point put Alex into public school when he's older, because the school might meet his needs better when he is older. But given how far ahead he is in certain things, putting him in regular school is not an option. I can talk about the high cap gifted program, but that's a whole other video. I won't go into that here because that is something we considered for him but did not work out. So our arrangement now with homeschooling and the parent partnership, it's working out great. It's working for all 3 kids. And yeah, that is what we have. And I think I'll make another video just talking about how I organize our homeschooling and how I organize our days, at least in the summer, and then how it will be come fall time. So that is it. Be sure, if you like any of these things that we love, I will have all of it linked in the description below, like I mentioned. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time. Bye!